Let's dive straight into this explainer on contract law. We're going to look at the incredibly fragile nature of a business offer. Think about the last time somebody offered you a great deal. Did you know that offer is legally hanging by a thread? Today, we're exploring exactly how an offer can be completely canceled before it ever becomes a binding contract. We're going to break this down simply, step by step, almost like a survival guide for navigating your business deals.
First up, let's establish our core terms so we're all on the exact same page. When we talk about a business offer ending, what does that actually mean? Well, termination simply means canceling a proposal. That's it. The offer is officially dead. And revocation, that's really just the formal legal term for withdrawal. If someone makes you an offer and then pulls it back, they've revoked it.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're covering revocation and time lapses, missing conditions and death, rejections and counteroffers, illegality and destruction, and we'll wrap up with our final takeaways.
So let's jump right into Section 1, Revocation and Time Lapses.
To really get a grip on revocation, let's imagine this exact scenario straight from our sources. Say Party A offers a very cute puppy for sale for $20,000 to Party B. But Party B kind of hesitates. They say, I need a little time to decide. At this exact moment, the decision is totally pending. There's no contract yet, just an offer kind of floating there in the air.
And this brilliantly illustrates our first rule, termination by notice of revocation. Because Party B's decision is still pending, Party A is definitely not locked in. Party A can legally withdraw or revoke the offer and sell that puppy to someone else. But here's the catch. Party A must clearly communicate this withdrawal to Party B. You can't just do it in secret. You absolutely have to give them a notice of termination. Once that notice is given, the original offer is canceled for good.
The second way an offer is terminated is incredibly straightforward. It's by a simple lapse of time. Let's say a business makes an offer and explicitly tells you this offer is valid for 7 days. Well, the clock starts ticking immediately. If those 7 days pass and you haven't given your acceptance, the offer just automatically expires. It completely evaporates. You don't even need a notice of revocation for this one because the deadline does the work for you.
Moving right along to Section 2, Missing Conditions and Death.
Consider what the law calls a condition precedent. Basically, this is a strict requirement that absolutely must be met before an offer can be finalized. For example, imagine a government scholarship offer that requires the student to submit very specific documents, like a caste certificate, a white ration card, and an income certificate.
The crucial point here is that the student can't just yell, "I accept the scholarship," and expect to get the money. If the student, the acceptor, fails to fulfill those conditions and cannot produce those specific documents before the final acceptance, the offer is completely canceled. Failing to meet those initial upfront requirements terminates the whole deal instantly.
Also, the law actually accounts for extreme, unpredictable human circumstances. In a very abrupt mode of termination, if the person making the offer suddenly passes away or becomes legally insane before the other party can accept, the offer just dies with them. If Party A dies before Party B says yes, Party B can't show up later and try to accept the offer from Party A's estate. That opportunity is permanently gone.
All right, Section 3, Rejections and Counteroffers.
Now, there is a major and honestly critical difference in contract law between a flat rejection and a counteroffer, even though both technically terminate the original deal. A rejection is simple. You don't like the proposal and you clearly say no. Boom, offer terminated. But here is where so many beginners get tripped up, the counteroffer. If someone offers you that puppy for $20,000 and you say, how about $15,000? You haven't just started a friendly negotiation. Legally speaking, expressing your own new terms actually terminates and rejects the original offer entirely. You can't change your mind 5 minutes later and say, okay, fine, I'll pay the $20,000 because that original $20,000 offer was canceled the absolute second you made your counteroffer. Crazy, right?
Let's jump into Section 4, Illegality and Destruction.
Okay, this sounds like something straight out of an action movie. But have you ever wondered what happens in the real business world if the item you're negotiating over suddenly becomes illegal overnight? Or, I don't know, what if the warehouse holding the goods literally blows up before you can sign the contract? Well, the law actually has a specific category for this. It classifies it under subsequent illegality or destruction of subject matter. Now, subsequent just means it happened after the offer was made, but right before it was accepted. If this happens, the offer is instantly and completely automatically terminated. Our sources give some pretty perfect real-world examples for this. Remember when those old 500 rupee notes were suddenly banned by the government? If you had a pending business offer that involved a cash transaction specifically with those notes, that offer became subsequently illegal and was immediately voided. Similarly, if you're offered a piece of machinery and right before you accept, there's a technical defect that ruins it, or a literal explosion that destroys it, the offer is legally dead. I mean, you can't exactly accept an offer for something that doesn't exist anymore or is illegal to trade.
And that brings us to Section 5, our final takeaways.
Just to quickly recap, there are 6 distinct ways an offer can be legally terminated before it ever becomes a contract. Someone can directly revoke it with a notice. Time can simply run out. You might fail to meet a required condition precedent. The person making the offer could sadly pass away. You might reject it or even kill it yourself with a counteroffer, or the world might just intervene with new laws or physical destruction.
So what does this all mean for us? Understanding that a business offer is really only a temporary, highly vulnerable window of opportunity is an absolutely crucial lesson. It is definitely not a permanent guarantee. So the next time you have a great deal sitting on the table, remember the ticking clock, the hidden risks of making a counteroffer, and the wild card of external forces. Always, always ensure you communicate your acceptances clearly and promptly. Because once an offer is terminated, well, it's gone for good. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope you feel far more prepared for your next big negotiation.